Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 39 and today it is extremely hot. I have no idea what's going on in England at the minute. I don't know what's happened to the weather, but it is ridiculously warm. And as a typical English person, I'm going to complain about it because whenever it's raining, we're complaining. Whenever it's too hot, we're complaining. That's just the way that we do things here. And I am absolutely roasting. I don't know what's going on, but it seems that all of the sun's heat is being concentrated through my window and into the studio. So right now it is just absolutely boiling in here. I've got all my computers, all my lights on, and yes, I really am roasting. But we are still going to be cracking on with the Hermitcraft episode. We're not going to let that put us off because as you can see right here, there have been some pretty serious changes to the nether. It looks like Mr. Tango Tech has been fairly busy and he has been working on the nether hub. Now, if you didn't know about this project, basically that nether hub up there, which is literally just above us, that was a very temporary thing. Okay, that was a temporary thing that sort of grew and then people got used to it. But actually Tango has been working down underneath here for ages, working on the nether hub. And as you can see, he's sort of recreating the mesa biome, which looks amazing. Like, these are all the different districts and everything like that. So these are all the different places that you can go. For example, over there is the brown district, and that's the shopping district. Then we have got, yeah, all of the other districts and things. And it is looking awesome. It's such a cool idea for the nether hub. I think it's going to be wicked, and I can't wait to start using this thing. But for now, as you can see up there, my portal hasn't been moved down just yet, so we're going to have to use the old-fashioned. But anyway, back over in the overworld now. This is where we are going to be working in today's episode. Now, for anyone who missed it, this is the new industrial district that we built a couple episodes back, and this is where we are going to be building all of our automated farms. Or at least that was my original plan. We're actually having a slight change of plan here, and we're going to change the way that we are doing the industrial district because I thought about it for a little while and I thought it was a little bit silly to have all of my farms in one place, especially in such small areas. I mean, some of these are absolutely tiny, and you know what I'm like, I want to go large, I want to make things as big as possible. So we're going to be changing up the industrial district so that it only has automatable farms on the inside of there. So only fully automatic farms are going to be in this area right here. Then we're going to build the manual farms elsewhere. That is the plan anyway, so that's the way that we're going to be doing it, which does unfortunately mean that we're going to have to rearrange the entire grid system and work out an entire new set of farms that are going to be going down here, which should be a lot of fun. So the first project in today's episode is to strip out this entire area. We're actually going to be taking everything down a block because I think that will look 10 times better. So that is going to be project number 1 for today's episode. Should be a bit of a long one. Oh no. Oh no. Not the RV. Not the RV! What? Whatever happens, whatever happens, I'm always going to get blown up by a creeper at least once in one of my Hermitcraft episodes. At least once. Spoon count of today's episode number 2. I have forgotten to bring any food along with me. So I just thought while I do this little operation right here, I would chat to you guys about something real quick, and that is my recent video about making a Hermitcraft episode. Now this video should have released yesterday in theory if YouTube is behaving normally, which let's face it, it probably isn't. I mean, it's been a massive mess lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't actually gone out. But this video is basically the behind the scenes or the making of a full Hermitcraft episode. Now, this is something that I recorded just last week. It was for episode 37 of Hermitcraft, I do believe. And it was a ton of fun to make, if not a tiny bit stressful. It seems that whenever you do that sort of thing, whenever you record like a making of, or do anything to do with behind the scenes stuff, the behind the scenes stuff will go horribly wrong. It's just the way that it goes. So I had massive computer problems. My computer wasn't actually booting up. It suddenly decided to completely crash out like that, which was fairly interesting. That's never happened before. But it was a ton of fun to record, and it was just really interesting to go through the process and to check out everything that I'm doing and basically plan out that entire video whilst doing the entire Hermitcraft episode, do a vlog throughout the entire day. And it was a complete new experience for me. Now, I have to say, I'm really happy with the end result. I've just spent all day editing it, so I've been watching it for quite some time now, and I'm really happy with the way that everything's come together. So if you wouldn't mind checking it out, I'll put a link to that one down in the description. Obviously, you can find it on my channel. It should have released yesterday, and I'm sure that most of you who enjoy Hermitcraft will also find that video incredibly interesting. You might have already seen it. If you have, congratulations. If you haven't, you know what to do. Just the final little section to go now, and that will be everything completed. Just these final few grass blocks. This shovel is absolutely ridiculous. We are flying through all of these, but there we go. Everything is now cleared. As you can see, we've got lots and lots of dirt on the floor, and we also have a lot of rather large holes. These massive holes right here, these are a bit frustrating. Now I have to say, the pedantic and silly part of my brain wants me to get rid of them, okay? I want to fill these in completely with dirt and then everything will look flat, but then the sensible part of my brain says, look, you are going to be digging all of this down. All of the farms are going to be set down into the ground. There is no way you need to fill that in with dirt just so it looks good for the next couple minutes. So it looks like we're just going to have to leave it. I hate to say it, this place is going to look ugly and horrible for the next few episodes until we fill it up with farms. There's going to be lots of areas like this and lots of water areas like that. But trust me, once it's all filled in, it will actually start to look really very good. But now what we have to do is take out all of the grid system and things, and this area will be ready to start once again with the farming sections and start work on all of the automation. As you can see, the moon is on the way up. This place is completely unlit and already mobs are beginning to spawn. This could actually be a bit of an issue because this place is absolutely gigantic. There are no torches around. That's currently what I'm in the process of doing, and I have no armor because of a new challenge that I've set to myself, which is only using armor that I get from mobs wearing it. This could be interesting. I'm saying there's about a 90% chance that I'm actually going to die during this, so stay posted. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close indeed. Oh, creepers, that is the fourth one of today's episode, and we're only 6 minutes in? It's not bad. So this area here is where we're going to be working in today's episode. Now, as you can see, this is considerably bigger than any of the zones that we had in the previous industrial district, okay? Our original plans were much smaller little zones, and that was a little bit boring. That meant that the farms were going to be absolutely tiny and a little bit rubbish, so we decided to change things up, and now we've got a massive space to work with, and this is going to be a pretty epic farm. Now, the farm that we're going to be building is a sugarcane farm, which is one of my favourite types of farms, because of course you can fully automate it with pistons, which is going to be pretty awesome. So now what I'm going to have to do is hop into a redstone testing world, get my designing hat and boots on, and we're going to take a look at what we can do. So this exact build right here is what we're going to be constructing on the Hermitcraft server. As you can see, it's pretty big. It involves a ton of slime blocks, a ton of pistons, and also a bunch of sugarcane, and in theory that sugarcane should be destroyed and drop down into water streams, which are going to make their way into hoppers. Now, as you can see, this thing is massive. Okay, this is a big design. In fact, it is 36 blocks long by 19 blocks wide. That is the official dimensions of this thing, which means that it is going to fit perfectly inside that little box that we've created. And I personally think this thing looks pretty meaty. I mean, this looks like it means business. It is certainly going to produce quite a lot of resources. As you can see, we're using slime blocks here. So this sugarcane is going to be launched across. It is then going to hit this block right here and fall down into the bottom. And that is basically how the whole thing is going to work. I mean, this is how the whole thing is going to function. I'm very, very excited to start constructing it. It's going to be a pretty big project, but hopefully we can get everything completed. So first things first, we've got some pretty serious digging to do. As you can see, this is a massive area, and it needs to go down somewhat. We need to go right the way down into the floor here, create a big old space for this thing, so let's crack on with that one. So, we have just ventured inside of False Symmetry's base. This place is absolutely insane, and I really, really love the bedrock and the black stained clay that she has going on. Looks absolutely amazing, but we're not here to take a look around. In fact, we are here to take a look at this little fella right here, because massive thank you to False Symmetry. She has said that I can actually borrow the beacon, because as you guys know, I don't have a beacon yet on the server. It's just something that I haven't got around to doing. I do sort of want one, but I just haven't got around to doing it just yet. So at some point in the near future, I will be getting myself a beacon, but for now, we're going to be grabbing this one. And now it is time to throw our iron into the beacon, click Haste 2, and then do the tick, and we should see that we have now got Haste 2 in the top right hand corner. Excellent. Now we've got ourselves an efficiency 5 pickaxe. Let's see how well this works. Oh, that's such a that is such a glorious thing. This is going to be a massive time saver. We've got to clear out a 43 by 20 by 12 area, so definitely quite a big space. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. I originally thought I'll just mine it out, that'll be easy. No, that's a relatively large project right there. That would have taken all day, so we should be good to go now. We should be able to clear out this entire space really nice and quickly, and I'm just going to speed on through all of these stone blocks right here. Progress update, we're around about halfway done on the area. As you can see right here, it's looking pretty big. I'm very, very happy that we had the beacon for this one, because otherwise, as I've said, I would be here all day. But this is the level that we need to get around to. So as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks left to go in terms of depth. So we're more than halfway done. I think we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So yeah, we're more than halfway done. which is pretty good going. It's actually not taking too long. We haven't died yet, which is definitely a positive thing. So I'm going to keep swinging my pickaxe until it's almost broken. I'll then repair it, continue swinging my pickaxe, and then we should have ourselves a finished little hole for this sugarcane farm. I really need to get myself a proper sorting system. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. We're 40 episodes in, I've almost used up all of my available chests. Everything is just a big old mess. We need some organisation. I could be about to die here due to lag. That is literally... oh my word. Oh. Seriously, I logged it into the server, and by the time I had logged in, I had been harmed, I had been slownessed, and I had been potion poisoned. I was just... what on earth? Anyway, back to what we were doing. Blimey O'Reilly, that really got the heart racing. Despite our near-death experience, as you can see right here, we have got ourselves a very big hole. That is what we've created so far in today's episode. I know, not particularly spectacular, but it's a massive, massive hole. I mean, this is like an industrial-sized hole that we've created, and that right there is the lag that I was talking about. As you can see, connection not brilliant right now. I'm uploading a video to YouTube. Never good to play on a server whilst uploading a video to YouTube. It just seems to just be too much for my little computer to handle. But now it is time to actually start populating this gigantic industrial hole with a gigantic industrial farm. That is because we are going to be building a sugarcane farm. And first off, I guess we've got to gather up a lot. A lot of resources. That's something that I didn't really think of. We're going to need slime blocks, we're going to need redstone, we're going to need pistons, repeaters, redstone torches, the whole shebang. So let's crack on with that one, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. This is pretty hilarious, considering I don't have any elytra. I certainly wasn't flying around. I guess my internet really is bad. Oh, wow. And this, my friends, is why I love ImpulseSV. I just sent him a message asking if I could borrow some slime blocks. He said absolutely. He's not selling these things, he's actually giving them away, but I am going to go AFK at the super chunk at some point because this feels a little bit ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to take maybe 3 stacks of slime blocks. I've already got 32 of them, but massive thank you to ImpulseSV for providing me with these, because without them I wouldn't be able to do this farm. But also, just check out this place. I mean, seriously, one of the coolest areas on the Hermitcraft server. And of course, if you do want to check out ImpulseSV, then that is his channel name. I will try my best to remember to put him down in the description, but if not, ImpulseSV. He is the man. So as far as I can tell, I should have all the stuff that I need. That's as far as I can tell, of course. I'm not particularly good at that sort of thing, you guys know that, but as you can see, I've got a bunch of slime blocks, I've got a bunch of redstone clay, some redstone, I've got redstone blocks, some iron, some sticky pistons, a bunch of slime blocks and things. The only thing that I don't actually have is I don't have the dirt, I don't have the sugarcane, and I don't have the sandstone, which are some of the most important objects. Yeah, I've really messed up there, haven't I, guys? So, here we are at the top of the Mumbo Jump drone. We're just going to jump off because we've got our elytra and... I got you guys. You thought that I'd forgotten that I didn't have my elytra. I actually just threw an ender pearl. I'm sure you all panicked. I actually got a little bit worried. I didn't think the ender pearl was going to land in time, but we timed it to perfection. So now what I'm trying to do is plan out where each one of the farms is going to be going, because we've got 25 modules that we need to arrange in this area right here, and I want to make sure that it looks perfect. So we've got all of the horizontal laid out. That's how it's going to be going. Now we're going to do the vertical, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this is going to be the level of the next set of sugarcane. That doesn't look right. But then again, I think it might be right. So that is that level. Then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, it's only 3 blocks up. So 1, 2, 3. Cool. Okay, so that does mean that it is going to be perfectly flush with the top of this, which is exactly how we planned it. Excellent. Okay, I'm doing everything correctly. Good. Let's start building them. So with this line of redstone, our entire first module should now be completed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that should be over this piston just about. That is good. I'm going to need a repeater there. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Good. Okay, so we have got complete redstone coverage. All of those pistons will now be powered by that redstone dust right there. Now that's all going to be connected up together at the end using half slabs and repeaters and things like that, but we're not going to be worrying about that in today's episode. We just need to get all of the modules in place. So that is the first line, and we're going to do the other 4 lines. I think it's 4 lines. We're going to do the other 4 lines in a third-person time-lapse. So guys, in today's time-lapse chat, we're going to be talking about the Mumbo Cube once again, which I know is probably going to bore the pants of some of you. We are actually going to be talking about something else later on, but I just want to mention something very, very quickly, and that is the fact that the Mumbo Cube with the Mumbo signed card is only available for the next 2 days. Now, I mentioned that in the original video, but a lot of people didn't fully understand that this is like a limited time offer type thing. It is a Mumbo signed card with the Mumbo plush cube. And of course, there'll be a link to the store down in the description if you do want to check it out. As I say, we now have the currencies displayed on the page itself. So as soon as you go over there, you'll be able to see how much this thing costs. And that is basically everything. If you do want it, you've got about 2 days to decide, or beg your parents for the money, or save up the money yourself, because after that time, unfortunately, the signed card will not be coming with the order. So, that is everything I wanted to say in that device. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about in today's time-lapse chat is Japan. Now, this is something that I haven't mentioned for a little while, which I'm sure a lot of you are very happy about, because for around about a month, it was pretty much all I was talking about. But yes, earlier on this month, or earlier on last month, I actually went to Japan. It was amazing, I loved it, one of the best holidays of my life, and I filmed quite a lot of it. Now, I mentioned in Hermitcraft episodes, I mentioned on Twitter, I mentioned on YouTube in general, that I was going to be releasing videos of my Japan trip onto my channel, and I have every intention of doing that. I've been seeing a handful of comments down in the comment section asking where those videos are. The thing is that I have not had any time. I have had absolutely no time ever since I returned back from Japan, and those videos take an incredibly long time to edit. Now, the big deal here is I have around about 10 hours of footage that I shot in Japan, which is a decent amount of footage, okay? I've got to look through all that footage, I've got to decide what clips I want, what clips I don't want, and then I've got to record all of the voiceovers and basically narrate the entire thing. Then I've got to put all of that together in a way that tells a story, and a way that makes sense for those of you who weren't in Japan with me, which I'm guessing is all of you. I imagine it's probably all of you, unless you were really following along silently behind. I didn't notice anyone else with me. So yeah, that's basically the issue here, and it's going to be a big project. I want to make 4 videos of the Japan trip, but at the minute, I'm struggling to make one, to be honest. So expect them at some point, but don't expect them anytime soon. I want to put loads and loads of time and effort into them, and at the minute, I just can't devote that time and effort. So I hope that you're not too disappointed. They will be coming in the near future. But anyway, let's hop back onto the Hermitcraft server and continue our project. So here we are then. This is the industrial sugarcane farm. As you can see, we actually have 30 modules. I got it wrong. We've got 6 modules long and 5 modules wide. So this thing is pretty beefy. I mean, it is looking pretty good. This is where all of the sugarcane is going to be going. Now, there's a few bits that we don't actually have in the build just yet. We don't have any water in place, and we don't have any of the leaf blocks in place, because of course those are movable objects. They can't be moved by these slime blocks, and they're also going to stop the sugarcane from flying into this gap and sitting there. That's very important that that doesn't happen, because that would sort of defeat the object of the design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out, gather up some water, gather up some leaves, and then we'll start chucking these things in. You guys should call me Ed, because I be shearing. That is by far the cheesiest joke I've ever told in a Hermitcraft episode, and I am proud of it. Oh, it's not going to get any better from here, folks. Well, I've reached the stage in the day where I become a horrendously inefficient Minecraft player. I have just been faffing about in the nether for around about the past 10 minutes. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we are almost done filling in all of the water now. Just right-click in, just going back and forth. Right-click in until we reach the end. Cool, okay, so all of the water is in, all of the leaves are in. That means that this entire bottom layer is now all done and dusted. Of course, we aren't going to be doing it the upper layer in today's episode. We're going to be saving that for next time. Also, there's a ton of other stuff that I'm considering doing next time. For example, swapping out all of this red stained clay for orange stained clay. I feel like that might look a tiny bit better. But anyway, final project to do today, that is to return the beacon back to full symmetry. We're not going to be holding on to this thing as much as I'd love to. We're not going to be stealing it. We're going to chuck it back down at the bottom of her base. So we go, the beacon has been returned back to its former glory. We are currently down at the bottom of Full Symmetry's base, and I absolutely love this place. I just want to say that once again. I love this. This is such a cool effect. Definitely something that I will be using at some point in the future whenever I'm working near bedrock. I mean, I don't work near bedrock that often, but when I do, I can promise you we are going to be doing something similar to this. But unfortunately, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Hey guys, just one quick message that I want to say before you go. We have got a bunch of new merchandise available in the Mumbo Jumbo store. For example, this hoodie right here, we've got this rather lovely little Mumbo cube that you can see, really nice and soft and squishy, but also a few other hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, mouse mats, and all those good bits and pieces. So head over to store.thatmumbojumbo.com to check out what we've got for you.